This is a third-year plant now, so you can tell it's got some good growth to it.
I'm at Midwest Hop Producers in Plattsmouth, Nebraska, and behind me, this once was a golf course, but now it's been torn apart to grow hops, which is an essential ingredient in making beer.
Midwest Hop Producers is a 40-acre farm home to over 10 different hop varieties, and it is the state's leading producers. Owner Bruce Wiles sat down with me to explain why he decided to start growing them.
You know, we were looking for some type of specialty crop. I'm a third-generation farmer, and I wanted to continue that. I had looked at a lot of different types of crops to raise, but I just kept coming back to hops. It was definitely the most challenging.
Bruce and I were two of the few males on the farm that day.
All the plants in the field are females. They do all the work. Males are just used for breeding. It's typical, and usually when I tell people that, they get a little bit of a laugh out of that.
I traveled to Infusion Brewing Company, one of Midwest Hop Producers' clients, to meet with local beer connoisseur and international student advisor at UNO, Connor Willingham, to discuss the effect brewing can have on Omaha.
People from outstate that are flocking here and spending their dollars here. The whole farm-to-table movement across the United States have really put an emphasis on having locally sourced ingredients.
For the Omaha News, I'm Mitchell Linneman.
Especially like the grown-up dogs, they're like, you know, they've been through things, so they have a story, they have a past.
Adopting an animal can be tricky, especially when you want to take home every last one of them. Pam Weiss of the Nebraska Humane Society says that when you adopt locally, you may be saving more than just one animal.
What will happen in the wintertime, though, if we get to a point where we're very low is, and we have room, we'll be able to take other animals from other places that are very crowded and overpopulated.
One of the places that the Humane Society receives dogs from are puppy mills, which is an especially bad problem in Nebraska.
Nebraska is guilty of being the fourth worst state in the United States for puppy mills. One way that we can combat this problem is by adopting locally.
Rescuing an animal is a great way to get a pet, and a great way to give a pet who needs a second chance while not supporting puppy mills.
Nicole Karen and Vini Hernandez volunteer to help prep new dogs for their permanent homes.
Yeah, we like to come and like pet them and say hi because we know they're kind of lonely, so.
Play around with them, you know, making them feel comfortable.
Weiss has advice for anyone looking to adopt.
See where the animal is being housed, to ask about the mother and the father and want to see at least one of those, if not both, to make sure that they're all in good health.
For the Omaha News, I'm Mitchell Linneman. There are many players in the billion-dollar video game industry, but players are starting to turn their backs on an extremely recognizable franchise. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was created by EA Games and has enraged the gaming community with in-game microtransactions. Famous YouTuber Stone Mountain 64 talks in his recent video about why the gaming community is upset.
When you have that in a game, people will complain because there will be individuals who purchase to get an advantage.
EA is the third largest video game producer in the world, but players are starting to boycott their games because they say that their in-game microtransactions are actually electronic casinos targeting kids and people with gambling problems.
I think online casino fits it pretty well because it makes you just want to keep on spending money.
Omaha resident Tyler Hatfield has been playing video games for over 20 years. He says that the number of games with microtransactions has increased, but that almost none of the games give a player an in-game advantage.
I think that it's unfair, like they're going to be left behind if everybody else can pay for the extra benefits.
Here's an example of microtransactions in EA's game Need for Speed Payback. The racing game marketed for children has microtransactions that look a lot like a slot machine. Star Wars' system requires players to invest a large amount of time to unlock their favorite heroes or pay for the chance of unlocking them instantly.
I say that we keep the gambling in the casinos and off the video games.
For the Omaha News, I'm Mitchell Linneman.